Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Kovac Enterprises. I know it's been a while, but just to let you know, well, basically had a little bit of a setback health issue-wise. This past, the end of the month of February, I ended up going in to have an arthroscopic surgery done on my left knee because I ended up having a torn meniscus again through the MRI scans. So I figure while I'm recovering, it's the fourth day after the operation, that I figure I'll make a quick little video on the project I started on, which was the Hardbody 4x4 pickup truck by AMT. So just wanted to know that so far, I'm just going to go ahead and look at the instructions here for the moment to see where I'm at this point. I went ahead and basically went through steps 5, which is installing the engine to the chassis itself, and then we went ahead and installed the exhaust and muffler for step 6, and then we went ahead to step number 7. I guess this is considered the maybe the front suspension, and then we went ahead and did step number 8, which is basically putting together the rear suspension with the leaf springs, the drive shaft, shocks, and so forth. So with that being said, with those steps 5 through 8, this is what we've come up with. I'll come in here and bring this into the camera range, and we'll kind of bring the light down a little bit for you. So as you can see, we went ahead and installed the engine itself to the chassis. So that is now all glued in place with the addition of the fan itself. So there you go, there's that. And then we went ahead, like I said before, the exhaust and muffler. We'll flip this kind of over here because you see the underside of it. So that is glued into the engine itself, as well as running back to the rear end of the chassis with the muffler and the exhaust itself. And as you can see, we have the drive shaft in place now with the rear suspension and shocks. So that is now glued together. I just went ahead and chose to go ahead and glue all the sub-assemblies in without any paint on it, just to make it easier to test fit everything. And once that was satisfied, I went ahead and glued them together, and I'll come back and hand paint everything back in with the appropriate colors. So there you go. So that's one part of it right there. And I started on the front suspension. So here we go, get a kind of a close-up look on that. So some of the parts aren't glued in. I just have it, hold it in place here. I'll do some test fitting on the front part of the chassis itself, and then we'll go ahead and glue this piece in once again I'm satisfied with how it looks and positioned correctly, and we'll go from there. And then, like I said before, we'll go ahead and hand paint all this stuff with the appropriate colors as well. So there you go, that is that. And as far as some of the other pieces that are still on the sprue tree, we went ahead and did some paint work, put some gray primer, of course hand painted itself on the firewall. We just did some detailing here as well. I'll come back and paint this the appropriate color for the exterior body of the truck itself, which will be a kind of a cherry red color for the body of the truck. So I'll do the same color for the firewall. We did have a chance to do the radiator itself. So we kind of initially put a first coat of some black satin paint on that. And on the end of the screw here, as you can see, it's the battery. So we put a couple coats of paint on that as well. So that's at least one of the sprue trees I was working on itself. And of course I have some other parts that's part of step number 9, I believe, where we went ahead and cleaned up the different item numbers here, because there is quite a bit of flashing on all these individual pieces. So we went ahead and kind of cleaned that up and get ready for fitting and gluing on the chassis, underside of the chassis part itself. So there you go. So again, you can see we're going to have to take and trim off some of the pieces here. That's part of the molding process. So we'll clean that up too as well, and get that ready to go. So with that being said, I know it's a slow start on this, but I say with the health issues I had this month, and like I said, I am recuperating for the next couple of weeks from work to get my knee back in shape, so I'm able to go back to work itself. In the meantime, during my downtime, I will be working here on the bench a little at a time in between my rehabilitation. And with that being said, I hope everybody has a good weekend, and we will catch you on the next video. Until then, everybody have a good day, and we'll catch you later.